Good morning, Sam. Just start by introducing yourself.
My name's Sam Locke, and I'm the first team manager at Bracknell Town.
Just for people that haven't or don't know your background, where did you join us from?
I came from National League side Maidenhead Utd.
So if you can give us a bit of a background on the roles that or the time spent at Maidenhead, how long was you there, and what positions you held at Maidenhead?
So I was there for a decade, 10 years. I was the under-18 manager, the reserve team manager. I was oppositional scout, first team coach, and assistant manager.
How long did you spend as assistant manager?
I was assistant manager for the last 3 years.
And in your time there, kind of, what was the journey like at Maidenhead when you joined kind of 10 years ago? Where were they in the non-league pyramid? Where did they sit?
Average attendance of maybe 180 to when we left, average attendance of 1800. So a big jump in terms of backing from the fans and the whole outside of the full pitch, and obviously that came with success on the pitch.
Where did they go in the pyramid? So again, going back kind of to the start, back late 2000s. Where were they? What step were they in the pyramid?
So they were Ryman Prem. Obviously they progressed into the Conference South. We were there for a long time, always flittering on relegation. And maybe 3 years ago when we won the Conference South, beating some very good sides. Obviously get promotion to the National League, which is a dream for the club, and we've been very successful since.
Talk to us about that. So what was that like? How hard was it to get out of that league and up into step one?
It's very, very difficult. You've got two sides. I mean, when we were in that league, we were competing with Ebbsfleet, and Ebbsfleet had a lot of money and a hell of a lot of backing. I reckon their budget was probably, 10 times ours. So you compete with a side like that, and it's about building something special with the fans, with the team, and a very close-knit group. And we got momentum, and I think a lot of fans and people remember Dave Tarpey's season forward. He scored a hell of a lot of goals. I think it was 48 goals, and he played up front with Sean Marks, and we were just very successful. I think we lost one game all season, and it took something very special to do that, and it was a one-off really. I don't think you're going to see that very often, and as I say, it took 10 years to get out of that league into the National League.
So the 3 years you spent as a number two to Alan Devonshire, talk us about that. What was that like? Because he's been in the game a long time.
Yeah, I mean everyone knows Alan Devonshire. He's an incredible person to be around, and I owe him a hell of a lot. I've learned a hell of a lot of him. Obviously he's got England caps, and he played a long time for West Ham, and he's a legend in the game really. I think there's no getting away from it. And
yeah.
He's never been relegated as a manager. He's always been competitive with whatever budget he's been given. What he has the canny ability of doing is getting a player to run through a brick wall for him. They just do whatever he asks them to do. They say jump, and literally they say how high, and he builds fantastic relationships and very quickly.
And what do you take? What's your kind of big learning from him over the 3 years you spent as his number two?
I think it's obviously trust, learning to trust people and giving people the opportunity, and also it's just which ones you put an arm around, which ones you can give a bit of a bollock into, and then kind of managing people. And I think as the time's gone by over the last 7, 8, 10 years, I've noticed that players are a little bit softer. They don't like to be shouted and screamed at, but equally some of them do need that kick up the backside to get them going.